Hey girl, welcome to the Feminine Founder Podcast, where we are all about learning and growing professionally so that we can build a life that we are proud of and really love. My name is Caroline, and I'm a LinkedIn expert obsessed with teaching female entrepreneurs how to start, grow, and scale their personal brand and business on LinkedIn. This podcast is all about sharing our stories and learning from each other on how to navigate our professional journey so that we can live our best lives. So if you are just starting out on your entrepreneurial journey, or you're growing and scaling an epic company, you are in the right place, friends. Today, I want to talk about my own personal LinkedIn journey in hopes to inspire you to get active on the platform. I just got back from speaking to a business mastermind in California. It was a room full of female entrepreneurs, and I talked to them about LinkedIn. We optimized their profile, and their minds were blown with the activity and the engagement that you can actually get on LinkedIn. And a lot of people don't think LinkedIn is a social media networking platform, and it is. Yes, it's the largest professional networking site in the world, but it's also a social media platform. So I wanted to deep dive more to my personal journey in hopes to inspire you to do the same. So in 2023, I was an executive search recruiter. I was a corporate employee working in corporate America. I had ChilledVino as a side hustle still going on, and my employer knew I was doing that. But I really decided to hone in and get active on LinkedIn with the goal of building a personal brand and audience on LinkedIn. I was already using LinkedIn daily and a good chunk of my day for my corporate job. That's where I found 100% of my candidates that I was representing. And this was C-suite candidates, CEO, CFO, COOs, and vice president candidates. So I decided to start my LinkedIn journey last year in 2023. I was actively using the platform daily. I wanted to build an audience, but had no clue what I was doing. I was literally starting from zero. So I made a commitment to start posting on LinkedIn 5 days a week. 5 days a week is what worked for me. If you are deciding to get active on LinkedIn and listening to this podcast now, and maybe 5 days is too much for you, I would start with 3 days a week. And with the 3 days a week, I would start with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because engagement falls off on Thursday and Friday on LinkedIn. So for me, it was 5 days a week. I don't get on LinkedIn on the weekends. I don't touch the platform on the weekends. It's just a Monday through Friday thing for me. So I started putting content out there of recruiting. I wanted to be known as the thought leader and the go-to recruiter. So I started posting, and my post, I literally got ghosted. Nobody was liking my stuff. Nobody was engaging, no commenting, but I continued doing it. It's just like building a muscle. You have to continue doing the reps. And so once I hit the 3-month mark, I started actually building and gaining some traction on LinkedIn. And one thing that's good about LinkedIn, I would highly suggest if you're listening to this podcast, is to start engaging with other accounts. Start liking their posts. Start engaging in their polls. Start doing comments on their post, and do insightful comments, not just great or I agree or one-word answers. Actually say something that's insightful. You don't have to write a book and write multiple sentences, but say something that means something or that adds value. So about the 3-month mark, I really started ramping my account up. I had just passed the threshold of 3,000 followers at that time. So at that time, after 3 months in, I started getting content that was going viral. And I will say that going viral on LinkedIn is not the goal here. The goal is to build a community and an audience of your ideal customers. And so for me, I continued doing that. So between the 3 and 6 month mark, my LinkedIn account really started exploding. So if you're listening to this podcast and you are trying to find a solution to market your personal brand or your business, and you're looking for something to blow up quickly, LinkedIn is not for you. LinkedIn is the long game. So for me, about the 6 month mark, I really started blowing up my LinkedIn account. And I had a huge group of individuals that I was actively engaging with. And I had a large customer base there that was interested in my recruiting content at the time. So fast forward to January of this year, 2024, and I had enough engagement and a large audience and enough people that were engaged and liked what I was doing that I was able to quit my corporate job. So what getting active on LinkedIn did for me was it enabled me to leave my corporate America job and to go full into entrepreneurship. And if you're listening to this podcast and maybe you're an entrepreneur or you're a corporate employee, you want to identify and create a profile on LinkedIn that's number one, optimized, and number two, that makes you the thought leader and the expert in your field. So what that means is that will attract opportunities to you. It'll attract clients to you. You have less than 3 seconds to get someone's attention on LinkedIn. And so you want to make sure your profile is optimized before starting putting content on LinkedIn. So what does optimized profile mean? It means having a banner that communicates exactly what you do, what are your products, offers, and services, how to reach you. Do you have a professional picture uploaded? You need to have the about section complete. Do not write it in third person, write it in first person. Have your exact work experience filled out as well. On the part where you have the education, if you have higher education degrees, definitely have that filled out as well. And the skills section too. So what being active on LinkedIn has done for me is it's allowed me to go into full on into entrepreneurship. So now I just teach female entrepreneurs how to start, grow, and scale their LinkedIn accounts. I have been invited to speaking engagements to speak on stages. And now I have a book of clients who are investing in themselves and their business and see the actual importance of LinkedIn. So if you're listening to this podcast and you are curious about it or want to talk more about it, send me a direct message and let's chat. Until next time.